smoke? Because we do.
Let's go sandbag people at the track now. There's no windshield, it's slow as shit.
That thing's gonna be fast.
I'm just trying to make a 7.3 run with a computer. Bunch of rat's nest wires.
Rattlebox 7.3 making that swap harness. Are you pissed?
Always pissed.
Small amount of money on it that we're the only Toyota there.
I'd put a big amount of money. We're the only Powerstroke Hilux there. This episode of Deathwish, we take a 1978 Toyota Hilux, we cut it in half, stretch it 18 inches, put a Powerstroke in it, and road trip it from New Hampshire to Kentucky for Holley Ford Intergalactic Fest. Wait, Holley's
Intergalactic Ford Festival.
Intergalactic Ford Festival. From New Hampshire to Kentucky for Holley's. Cut it in half, stretch it 18 inches. It's 16 inches. Me.
Widen it 60, start at 3. Get it right.
Widen it through. And now we got semi-truck. Best friends are here. I'm Josh Mazerolle.
And I'm Fat Erik.
And you're watching Deathwish.
So we're down here at Rev's Diesel Performance, and this is Adam. Adam, what do we got going on?
Well, we are stripping the 7.3 for the new Hilux build we got going on with you guys. So we want to get it stripped down, get it cleaned up, touching up a couple things so we can, you know, make sure this thing's good to go in a couple weeks here.
So what's the plan with this?
So we're going to start with putting new manifolds and exhaust on. We're going to take the turbo right off. We're going to go through that, rebuild it, put some bigger parts in it, as well as go through and make sure all the pulleys and bearings on the front end are good. Again, we want to try and get this thing so it's not going to let us down going down the road. So we got this thing stripped down in like 45 minutes. It's actually super clean. Only a little bit of surface rust on all the edges here, even the block. No, this is just paint peeling off. The only thing we got to worry about is that cylinder number 1 is pushing out a little oil out of the exhaust port there. But this is a pretty clean block for the amount of miles on it to see a factory ICP sensor, and really not any rust on this thing besides surface rust. I think we're gonna have a great candidate for this truck.
How many miles are on this motor, Adam?
I don't know, what do you say, 430? And we're gonna try and break 500 on it before we put a second one in, so quite a bit. You know, we're gonna go for the 500,000 mile club, and hopefully we can keep climbing from there. So tomorrow we're gonna get this thing all cleaned up, and we're going to try and set this thing in the chassis come Tuesday, because we got to get rolling.
Adam with Rev's Enterprise just showed up with the 7.3 liter. It's all cleaned up, painted all pretty. We got a good trans on here. I guess we're putting shift kit and all sorts of cool stuff in here. I'll load it right now so we can put it in this Hilux. Okay, so you can see it kind of moving. Go ahead. There you go. The 2.5 of us, we're going to try to pick this cab up, throw it on. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna walk over here.
I know. Put these jack stands in the way.
I think if you drop it back down, it's better.
Cool. Let's push the cab forward.
Move out that one. Oh, yeah.
Hitting down there. Cut that off. So I'm here at my buddy Steve's place, and this guy is a mad scientist. He's an extreme dude. Recently just broke his neck like a couple days ago on his BMX bike. So he can't actually do anything at all except for instruct and sort of guide me through this whole thing. So do you want to just real quick tell us what your plan of attack for me is on this roof panel to widen this Hilux?
I don't know. I think we're gonna make a whole new panel back to like here. So just gonna hammer some crown in it and then tip the flange, shrink it, stretch it back out.
Cool. I guess I'll see what that means when we turn the machines on.
Yeah, it won't be bad.
So we made a paper template of the existing roof, and now we're just going to trace it onto some fresh metal.
Ish.
So can you explain what this machine is?
It is a power hammer.
Where did you buy it?
I built it.
From scratch?
Yeah.
Your imagination?
Not necessarily my imagination. I copied what was out there for the 100-year-old hammers. There's like pet and go power hammers. They've been working for 100 years, and people try to reinvent power hammers and add all sorts of stuff that's not needed. And so I kind of went with what was old and works, and they've been working for 100 years and made some of the best panels ever. So I figured I'll just follow suit.
How long did it take you to build this?
Maybe like 6 months or so, casually.
And how?
Had some other things going on. What we want to do here is add, watch your step, crown to the center of this. Put a marker to show you. But to add crown, we're going to have to increase the area here, lessen it over here. So you're going to have to hit in such a way.
Mostly in the center, like towards the back, middle of the roof.
So you're going to stretch this out for the most part.
Ish.
Right? So, I'll try to even this up a little bit. Now, there's two ways you can do that. One, you can floor the machine, and you can vary your hand speed. So you can go slow here.
Yeah.
So actually, what I do on this panel, I would go fast, slow, fast.
Yeah. So it hits more times in the center.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is where you want to be concentrating your blows. Or you can get there by letting off the pedal. Right here. Let it off, and the decel in the machine will hit less as you drag out here.
Less hits per minute. Like it slows the machine down. Like
yeah. So it's all controlled with a VFD. So I have the decel set to such a way that it'll So, but I do a little of both. All you gotta do is make sure you get more hits in that area than you do out there.
Yeah,
You gotta blend it out though. You can't just do all your hits in there and none out there, you're gonna have a bubble. So you have to work the entire panel, but you want to concentrate your efforts right there.
And just run it wide open, but vary my speed.
Yeah, you don't have to. You could back off on the pedals if you want as well.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize it was like
It's
proportional.
very controllable. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
we should have started with a piece that didn't matter, but
Yeah, well, this one kind of doesn't matter either.
yeah, let's just go for it. So you want your oil to look like, it's hard to see on camera, but it basically looks like a stack of dimes, like you're TIG welding. And you want to make a bunch of rows like this, parallel to each other. And then as you get towards the perimeter of the panel.
Can you see it on the camera?
Yep. Okay. Have a larger spacing between what would be filler rod depositions. This is a homemade version of a Pullmax.
And you made this.
Yep, yes sir.
So what's the difference between this and the hammer we were just using?
So the hammer has an overthrow, the bowspring. It can hit and overthrow, compress. This is just a reciprocating machine, so it just goes up and down. It never touches. Shouldn't touch. We are basically thinning, so we can put a flange in. Some people call it tipping. We're tipping a flange. We'll call it tipping.
Tipping a flange.
Yes, sir.
Right. So we got the first flange tipped, we shrunk it in a little bit to get that crown back, and we're getting ready to tip the second flange, which would be the actual flange that the windshield sits on. And we're going to use the same method, just going to do it in reverse.
Yeah, I'm just indexing linear stretch die so it doesn't rotate it. Super high-tech way here. Just some tape.
Where'd you buy this machine?
I made this one.
You made this. You made all your machines, yeah?
Yeah. I made that one and that one.
Scientist. So I just want to say thanks. This was the coolest thing ever. This is the coolest. Like, it was a lot of work, but that's what this is. We've got a panel that looks like it will fit a roof. It's a, what's this called? It's like a curved flange.
No, that's like a double flange around a corner, or around a curve. It's pretty hard one to do.
Yeah, so we had a good crown on there too. But yeah, this is the coolest sheet metal thing I've ever made. It's not perfect, but I also don't care. It's about getting the truck done and getting driving and doing stuff with it.
Cool.
But thank you very much for all your intellect and your advice and your time.
Cool.
I hope you get better soon.
Thanks, buddy.
So in a haste of decision making, we decided that we were going to stretch the cab 3 inches to make it an extra cab. But now we're questioning how much work that's going to be. And I thought about it all night long. And right now we have to decide whether or not we're going to stretch the cab or just move the axle forward. And I figure what I came up with was we flip a coin. Because I don't think it matters one way or the other how much work.
It's gonna be that easy to move it forward, do you think?
I think so.
Sure, let's do it.
Well, yeah, flipping a coin.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, flip the coin. Heads, we stretch the cab. Tails, we move the axle forward.
All right, setting it.
I have to stretch the cab. Let's stretch the cab right here.
Can we say screw the coin and just move the axle forward?
I think it's going to be about the same whether we stretch the cab or move the axle forward. And we just flipped a coin, that's legal. Making progress now. There we go. All we gotta do is be mad at it. Ah! Oh, easy. Now I just had 4.5 feet and we got a limo. Alright, so I am absolutely no metal shaper. I'm just taking my best guess. I marked some Sharpie lines where I believe the roof skin needs to be stretched. I'm gonna hammer it out, make some walnuts in this thing, and then try to smooth it out on the wheel. It seems to be the fastest way I've been able to move sheet metal with the tools that I have in my shop. I feel like I need to stretch this area slightly more than this area, and slightly less in this area, and then just sort of feather it out. Just heavy stretching here, lighter and lighter and lighter. This is, like I said, just my best guess. I could be totally wrong, and I might make a whole big 5 foot wide piece of scrap, but. Every time I dent this metal, it stretches it out, which increases the area in the center of the material and raises it or droops it and makes a blister. What I'm trying to do is make a roof-sized blister, just a bubble, a dome. So the more I hit it and the harder I hit it in the center area, the more it's going to stretch, and I'm going to fade it out, and then we're going to run it through the English wheel and try to smooth everything out, make it all uniform, and I probably get a lot of hours. You can see just here, it's already starting to curl the roof up in the shape of it. I am definitely in for a fight. I don't have a clue what I'm doing. I bent the metal. I've gone too far, but I don't know what I'm doing. So it looks like it's bent too much, but I can kind of force it into the general shape I need, which sort of makes me think it's just out of arrangement. I just don't know how to make it do what I want. I need it to stay like this.
I'm just trying to make a 7.3 run with a computer and a bunch of rat's nest wires.
Rattlebox 7.3 making that swap harness.
Well, you gotta want to filter. Oh, tighten those filters.
I hear it moving stuff.
No, it's already got fuel in it.
Yeah, I hear it.
Hang on. Yep, we're gonna have leaks. Stop. Shut it off, Smelly.
Why?
So just more things.
So that's why it's not moving anything.
Yeah.
So is this thing actually maybe gonna fire?
Yeah, kind of maybe gonna fire. Of course. It says the cab's disconnected though, so we might need to put that on.
Oh, it's over there.
There we go.
Things happening.
I'm an idiot.
Get it all on camera. Go right ahead. Get right in there.
Not sure what magical creation is supposed to go there, but
I'm not understanding what's going on.
Bluetooth fuel
Oh, I see
lines.
it.
it returns to the steering rack. So
What?
it keeps this lubed with fuel.
What the?
Put these nice steel lines in, and you just forgot to put them on. Why do you have so many lines in here? You realize my donuts taste like diesel now.
What's up, Jerry?
This is not nice.
Yeah, we're not too bright.
Alright, we're returning. Alright, we're at 50 psi. 62 psi it is. Alright.
Good. Shut off the fuel.
No, leave it running for a minute.
Good.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Open up the war gate.
Bitchin'.
That was awesome!
How about
It's not glow plug related. See all the smoke? It wants to fire. I think it's.
Oil or something.
Tranny.
Is that tranny? It looks pretty
no,
black
that's
for
engine
tranny.
oil. That is engine oil.
You didn't loop the tranny lines?
No.
Christ sakes.
What is that engine oil leaking from though?
Dipstick thing.
Sweet.
I am a Rattlebox 7.3 because I love these morsels of horsepower. And we just got this thing to run with like probably 70% less wires than you have in a regular truck. And a bunch of hands, some vice grips, a laptop, pedals that aren't mounted to anything.
See, basically you're a scientist.
Yeah, no, there was a lot of science involved in this. And, it was perfect. Keys off.
That's rad.
Bitchin'!
Kitchen!
Yeah!
Fine.
Win.
Perfect.
We crash.
Perfect. It almost fits perfect.
So we leave now?
The cab's gotta go forward some, but that looks awesome! Boy, this piece of metal is real strong.
I thought it was a party.
That looks so weird. It just looks like a stock mini truck. Like they came this way from 76.
I mean, from the side profile, kind of.
Yeah, side profile looks bone
you,
stock.
you almost can't tell.
Yeah. This is, I love it. I'm happy. This body's sitting a lot higher than it was when we had it mocked up before.
Is that bad?
No, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. Cool. Just a bunch more cutting. Get down where I want it and fill in the gaps with some sheet metal.
I think this is pretty good spot right here, you know, shifter right here, and hydro. Missing the pedal, important pedal. And only got the junk pedal.
What's the secret to building a standalone harness for a 7.3? The internet wants to know.
Just sit in your basement by yourself for like 20 hours. That's about it.
Pound your head against the wall.
Found your what?
Pound your head against the wall.
Oh, your head.
Yeah. What'd you think I said?
I don't know, you're sitting in the basement alone for 20 hours.
I'm in a couple different things.
It's a nice basement. Nice and clean, moist.
Sticky.
Hey, wait, before I fire this up, how do I shut it off?
What?
Oh, wait, that's this one, right?
Yeah, you still need keypad. Ah, see?
See, there we go.
I knew you forgot it.
You know how many internet people are going to be mad that you go, oh, you're doing it!
Not even cool, dude. Who gave him that? Who did that?
You know how many people are going to be mad that you have Tourette's and we don't care?
I don't care either. So like, get over it.
You smoke? Because we do.
Let's go sandbag people at the track now. There's no windshield, it's slow as
That thing's going to be fast.
Are you pissed?
Always pissed.
It doesn't look like
So we've got like
brain cells in this
6,
room.
this plus 1 days, 6 days. Yeah, help me out, guys. Before we got to be on the road to Kentucky in this truck. We have a bunch of work to do without the F word. I don't want to say we're ahead of schedule because that's definitely going to jinx us, but we're doing pretty good and we might go to the local drag strip the day before or a couple days before, work out a couple of the bugs and then hit the road. We're going to Holley Ford Fest. This is their first annual in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Hey Josh, you know you're always on schedule if you don't set one?
So I have the new Edge CTS2, which is going to be our monitoring system for the Hilux. This gives us, I don't even know, tons and tons of PIDs. And so this is going to be everything that we're going to do to watch, you know, our tranny temperatures, to EGTs. I mean, we're gonna use this as our tachometer, our speed limiter, everything. We're gonna watch everything off of this. It's gonna make reading what's going on with that motor 1,000 times easier.
I think you're cheating for having gauges.
Yeah? Am I cheating or are you just lacking?
Yeah. Either way, this little thing is gonna save us a ton of time on monitoring this truck. Too many big men in the shop.
Yeah, get it.
Rumble.
Did we get enough angle in the back?
Did it for you too?
Holy shit, almost 3 in the morning, boys.
3? Oh.
3 a.m. spaghetti hashtag, bros.
No spaghetti hashtag.
Where's cousin Rob? We need him.
Where's the spaghetti? Where is Rob anyways?
Yeah, what the fuck? Rob, where are you?
What is he doing that's so spectacular that he's not here?
I think he dug himself into a pretty good hole trying to start his own shop, and he's just shoveling right now.
Uh-oh.
It's always fun.
No bueno.
Well,
His shovel's getting
I guess the
smaller
next
and
person to
smaller
help
with
is
every
Rob,
scoop.
huh?
Yeah.
Shoveling with a spoon, too.
If he's too busy to help us, once we're not too busy to not help us, we'll have to go help Rob.
Once we're not too busy to help our own selves.
Right.
Yeah.
Once we're done digging, we need to start digging for Rob.
Yeah.
Twitch looks scared.
The camera's on him. He's hiding his heart.
Are you gonna Twitch fit in here? I don't know. Well, you're in the containment seat, so now's a good time.
It's not a fucking 10 second story in my head!
Small amount of money on it that we're the only Toyota there in the show.
I'd put a big amount of money. We're the only Powerstroke Hilux there.
I put everything I got.
Actually,
What you got?
Much. I mean, I got a
not
bolt
just
and a little
Hilux.
fitting, I could bet. And, oh, look at that. Gojo rag. Gojo.
All right, so this truck's never driven, and we have to leave tomorrow afternoon. It's now like midnight-ish. The cab still needs to come off, and we need to tear this truck completely apart and nut and bolt it and finish weld a bunch of stuff. Tomorrow we'll be doing some test driving, and the test drive will reveal who knows what. And I'm sure it'll go without a hitch, perfectly. Start right up, first time drive, no problems, and we'll drive straight to Kentucky for Holley Ford Fest. All right, so it's about 9:30 at night on D-Day, the day we want to leave. Cap's still not on the chassis, but I think we're really close. Probably, I'm estimating 2 hours. Ben says 4, so we'll see who's right here in a minute, but pretty close. Let's set the cab on.
It's 3 a.m. We're ready for our first actual, like, completed test fire. Like, actually have fluids in it and the whole 9 yards this time around. So, here we go.
It's gonna start the first time every time, right?
No, it's not now last one was good with these.
We got fuel.
Throw battery charger at it. Know exactly what it is. I
know what
forgot
you did.
to plug the main harness into the engine harness.
Stop it right now.
Whoops.
Step on my office, you're fine.
Whoops, watch. Well, we ain't out of the woods yet.
I ain't gonna run this any longer because
We ain't out of doubling yet.
let's get a steering shaft hooked up and stuff first before we make it hot in there,
Okay.
and make sure that everything's tidied up around hot stuff, and we'll get this thing up to temp and throw some coolant at it and
Let's do it.
run through some fluids, check the transmission fluid.
It's a bunch of hours later than I was expecting to leave. Sun's gonna come up here shortly. We were hoping to leave for Holley Ford Fest Wednesday afternoon. It's a 24-hour drive from here, and that's gonna put us in Kentucky Thursday afternoon, which would give us a full night's sleep. We wasted our full night's sleep now getting the truck ready because we're not ready yet.
Okay, hang on.
And we're gonna drive straight through 24-hour drive and go straight to the event and switch straight to party mode as soon as we get there.
Yeah, it's 3 a.m. I can't even find my steering wheel.
Yeah, it's definitely 3 a.m.
Tell me where you need it.
It's like 8 in the morning, the day after we wanted to leave, but we're leaving now. This is the very first test drive. First time it's been on its own weight, and first time that it's gone in D and move forward.